So Salman, we just had Josh Kelly and Ray Robinson. Very disappointing performance by Josh Kelly. He got beat. Kelly, I mean, not sorry. It was a split draw. One of the judges giving it to Kelly, and two of the others giving it a draw. Now, I wasn't very impressed. Now, I've been a big fan of Josh Kelly, thinking Josh Kelly's very good, and but what I noticed in this fight is that Josh Kelly started off well, very good reflexes, but it tires him. He gets tired. He gets tired, and the other guy came on. He figured out his style, figured out the puzzle, and started landing a lot of shots. And Kelly was taking a lot of punishment in this fight. He was cut up, he was bruised, he was banged up, and they're talking about this guy to be some hot talent. Adam Booth saying he's one of the most talented fighters, most talented fighter he's ever trained. But he looked terrible in this fight, and really, even in his last fight, he didn't look great. And these against guys that are not world level. These ain't world level guys. What did you make of his performance?
To be honest, I didn't watch the full fight, but it's just like, listening to the pundits, it just goes to show, like, I've seen his last fight fully, and then he didn't impress me. And then in this fight, he hasn't impressed again. So it goes to show, like, if he, like Carl Froch was saying, that he after 4 or 5 rounds, he tires out as a welterweight. That's very poor. And then he leaves his chin in the air. He's like, to a puncher, you'll get flat out, knocked out. So the problem is, he needs to address these things with Adam Booth. But to be honest, the type of style he has, those reflexes, the flashy style works against crap fighters.
Yeah,
when you step up and when people know how to fight themselves.
One thing I've noticed is that he gets hit a lot.
Yeah, he does.
And we're not like, he's been fighting lower level competition. He's not been fighting anybody really. And if you're talking about this guy being the next world beater, which actually I'm kind of contemplating, I don't think he's as good as what people made him out to be. They were saying the English Lomachenko or whatever, but I don't think he's as good as what they're making him out to be, if I'm totally honest with you. And because you wouldn't draw against a guy like this, fair enough, Robinson was a good fighter. He was a decent fighter, but if you are what you say you are, and you're as good as what Adam Booth is making you out to be, then you beat this guy. And actually, I think he was even lucky to get the draw. They could have easily given it to the other guy, because towards the back end of the fight, Josh Kelly did look like to the back end of the fight, he looked very ragged. He looked like he didn't look very good at all. And Carl Froch is right that that style that he has is very demanding on his legs. And he fades out in the later in the rounds. And now it's all right fading out against this guy who's a non-puncher. But when you fight a guy that's a puncher in the welterweight, you're talking the welterweight division, all the killers are in this division. You're not going to do anything at world level with this kind of style. Can you imagine Sean Porter dogging you down with that kind of style? Or he'd destroy him.
I personally think he'd get knocked out. I just don't think he's... The thing is, when you're in a boxing ring, when you step it up, a lot of things that you were doing to the lower level fighters you can no longer do. So then it goes to
I think if for example, what's his name, Josh Kelly was to fight Sean Porter, first 3 or 4 rounds he would give Sean Porter hell. I just think his style, everything, technique. But then I think he'd fade, and that's when I think someone like Sean Porter will just dog him out and knock him, because Sean Porter's stronger than the guy that he's fought. Yeah. You know what I mean? Stronger, and
Sean Porter's a world level fighter.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I'm giving you an example. Like, he's not. Josh Kelly's nowhere near world level. We don't even know if he's European level on this performance. But what I'm trying to say is that against a guy like that, if they like this, they're talking about. Listen, Adam Booth is talking about Josh Kelly fighting for world titles in end of 2019, start of 2020.
All right, just like on this, right? If that's the case, then the guys that hold titles, they're absolutely going to destroy Josh Kelly in probably a couple of rounds. I'm being honest with you. He's not. He still needs a good 4 or 5 years before he even contemplates on fighting.
I won't go 4 or 5 years is too far stretch.
How much can you improve as a fighter? Like
I say at least 2 years.
I think 2 to 3 years. You cannot, like, on that performance, put him in.
And not just that performance, it's the previous performance as well. Like, he gets caught a lot, he gets hit a lot. And like Carl Froch said, against a non-puncher, that's all right. But if you step up against a puncher, he'd take your lights out.
I'll be honest with you. This guy, I see him like another Chris Eubank Jr. honestly, his style, everything. Like even when Chris Eubank Jr. was coming up, he looked like the next like.
Yeah, but Eubank was a completely different fighter. He was more like just he didn't have much. This guy's got boxing skill, but it's kind of like he fades and he's not. He gets hit a lot. You know what I mean? I don't. It's not. You can't school this guy. But he's probably gonna get knocked out against a good level opponent because he gets hit too much, and he tires and he looks ragged towards the back end of the fight.
Yeah,
now they were talking about Adam Booth was talking about putting him with Kell Brook or Amir Khan on that performance. Even Khan's washed up now. Khan's finished. He destroys Josh Kelly. No problem. Easy work. Easy work.
He'll beat Josh Kelly.
Easy work. That's not even a fight. Even now, Khan's washed up. Forget Khan in his heyday. Forget Prime Khan, because Prime Khan would beat the living crap out of him.
Kell Brook would beat Josh.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Oh yeah. No problem. But I just think it's very disappointing, in my opinion, performance. I was actually a big fan of Josh Kelly, and to be honest, now after that performance, I'm having to contemplate on how good this kid is, because that was a terrible performance. If you look at it,
that was not like,
you know, you should have been beating this guy comfortably. You should, and the thing is, Josh Kelly, he's not even a big puncher. He's not even a big puncher. A lot of these guys are going full distance with him, so he's not a big banger. You know, he's not gonna get guys out of there. So
I don't think he'll get probably to a certain level, but I don't think he's gonna be a world beater.
Let's see.
You can tell, like, I don't know many fighters that you know, but most fighters like, for example, like Davis, he became a world champion. Anthony Joshua, he became a world champion.
Yeah, but let's not talk, like I said, the guy's got a lot to work on. He's got a lot to work on. Let's not forget about world level. Those guys are world champions. We're talking about this guy. He's talented, but he's got a lot of flaws, a lot of weaknesses, and they need to be fixed. Otherwise, Adam Booth may say what he wants, but the proof's in the pudding. His last fight wasn't that great. This fight's not that great, and these ain't world level fighters. So, he's got to improve. He's got to improve. Otherwise, Josh Kelly's going to fall behind. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think on a very disappointing performance by Josh Kelly. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.